much information. According to Reddit, in the interest of clarity, the question being asked is, what's the most messed up thing that someone told you about themselves after you barely knew them? Number 14. I met a woman who worked in childcare. She told me all about how difficult it was working with boys who had been abused, and how she got too close to one and ended up having sexual feelings. I really know how to pick these lists, man. Jesus Christ. On the first entry, too, you know? I mean, how many ways can you spell demonetized? Showed me a picture and said anyone who meets him thinks he is really nice and not to judge him on his looks. Then the barman came back with my drink and I just left. That was the entirety of the conversation that I had with a very drunk and probably shitty social worker. You caught feelings for a child who had been the victim of past... Jesus Christ, man. What's wrong with people? As long as we're seeing, a little bit of this from a woman, not that that makes it any better. It's just always the men creeping on these young girls, When you're below the age of consent, my God, man. Jesus Christ. You're a social worker? Like you work with kids? I don't know what to say. I didn't read this either, otherwise I'd have probably just started one entry up, You're hurting me list, right off the bat. Hello to everybody, here's hoping you're having a wonderful day and that things are making sense. PB&J, you heroic, unbelievable, unstoppable man. I received your headset and I appreciate and thank you. That's going to help me because the one that I have right now is broken in a way that tape can't fix. So I've been making things happen with an ear set where I can't even really hear too much. So I may have been sounding even worse than normal, but that's done. I'll be able to hear myself well. And Terry, Pistachio, Candor, Linda, and Ezra, I hope you have had a fantastic day. That gets a little more interesting now. It's going to be a shorter list than normal, though. Number 13, randomly met a fellow motorcycler or motorcyclist at a gas station at 2 a.m. Told me that he was going to confront his wife and her lover. Oh, damn. Not right then, just in general. We rode the last 100 miles to St. Louis because he happened to be going the same way. Oh, that must be pretty interesting when you're like on a motorcycle and some other dude's a motorcyclist too, and you're both like, let's just ride in formation. You know what I mean? That's my motorcycle noise. I hope you appreciate that. Came from my heart into your ear holes. Yeah. Don't spend that all in one place. You may be getting a feeling. I want you to cherish that feeling, remember it, take it with you. Keep it with you while you eat, while you sleep, you slumber. Maybe you fill up the tub for a nice warm bath. You soap yourself up and wash off the sin, the grime, the dirt of the world. It can't hurt you, not with me, and the feeling that I've bestowed upon you. Number 12. A coworker implied that there was illegal activity going on among the hospital staff. It was my first day. Well, now you're up to speed. Could have been worse. Yo, after I reach the top of this list, I should probably do it now because they're going to get better as we go up and the ones at the bottom are going to be worse. So what I will do is I will scroll down and read probably 4. Jesus Christ. Let's read 17. Not technically the question. Let's skip 17. Let's read 18. I met an old friend's girlfriend one day. He was hardly a friend and more of like a friend of a friend. We hung out one day and the girlfriend was with us. It was the first time meeting her. That night she randomly sent me nudes and said that her boyfriend wanted to have a threesome with her and myself. I kindly declined. If they asked me today, I'd hop on that faster than a frog onto a lily pad. We don't know if you're a man or a woman, though. And why did you deny it at the time, but you wouldn't deny it now? That's so interesting. I'm gonna do something that may make somebody go, what the fuck? But they'll never be able to even catch it. You know what I'm talking about? How are they gonna know? How can they catch it, you know? Oh no, everything's been saving to the wrong folder. That's bullshit. Never mind. As we continue up this list, we arrive. I don't want to read that one, so we're going to read this one, and it's lengthy, so it'll make up for the other one. Number 16. I met a man at an airport once. That's what it says, man. That's what it says. You know that they mean I met a man once, but it just says I'm at a man. Well, I met a man once at an airport. I was there on a layover, so I had some time to kill. I bought a book from a bookstore and went and sat at my gate, or where the gate was supposed to be. I was 21 at the time, maybe. It was kind of crowded, and there was a man in his 40s sitting next to me. We chatted for a bit. I was just entering a program for my PTSD. I can't remember how the conversation started, but we ended up talking about mental illness, life, rebuilding after trauma, and how sometimes we inactively choose or actively choose to remain in terrible situations. He mentioned to me how he was repeatedly molested from the ages of 8 to 13 by a Catholic priest. Oh my God. When his parents found out, his dad beat the priest until he had to be hospitalized. Damn, dad stopped short of murder? Wow, I'm not sure if I learned my kids were being sexually abused. I'd be like, well, priest, it's time to meet the maker yourself. Send him my warm regards. I'll be going down to hell. Sorry. The mom and him ended up moving with the other siblings to a new state, and how he didn't recognize for over 10 years that his extremely rebellious teenage years. You meant to put a comma there, you dirty son of a bitch. Because I'm looking at this incomplete sentence going, wait, did I read that wrong? And how he didn't recognize for over 10 years that his extremely rebellious teenage years period? Wait a goddamn minute. You know, I try. It's a good thing. You know what? I'm so glad, because I have this new thing that I'm going to do. And it's going to be calming myself down with a little bowl of titty salad. That's right. That's right. Goddamn. No worries. All right, let's continue this list. Damn. His drug use, his drugged relationships, all of this, meaning his rebellious years, his drug use, and the relationships in which I guess both partners used drugs, they were all because he was not processing his past. He gave me a great bit of advice that I ended up using. Sometimes what you really need is change of scenery. He talked about how in his mid-20s he got therapy, and once therapy ended, he moved. He packed what little he had and he just moved. Worked 2 jobs, put himself through college. Now he's on a few business trips, and it is much happier, or he is much happier, I imagine, and successful in his life. He made it a point to tell me that if you run from your problems, they'll always catch up with you. However, if you confront your problems, you're then free to go wherever, whenever, we're meant to be together. You're killing me. You're boring me with this. Feels like I'm head over heels. There's nothing left to feel if you really feel the way I feel. Like kids know who Shakira is, okay? That was almost 10 years ago. More like 15, it seems like. When did Wherever, Whenever come out, okay? Wherever, Whenever. It's a song by Shakira. Released 2001. That song is 20 years old. 20 years have passed. Fuck this list. 20 years. 20 years since that song came out. 20 years. We're dying, son. We're dying. Any day now. One day we're gonna look up and that shit's gonna be 40 years old. You fucking kidding me? I need to just bury my fucking face in titties. Are you kidding me? Take these glasses off. Oh my god. 20 years? It's been 20 years since that song came out? When did Darude Sandstorm come out? Oh god. What the fuck was that? Darude came out 1 year before. What? Well, at least that's not that much worse. That's okay. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that one. Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm alright with that one. I'll be fine with that one. Whatever. Excuse me and I apologize. It's okay. I apologize. It's time to continue this list. My bad. That was almost 10 years ago and it made me really stick through therapy. I took his advice, I moved, it was amazing. For a long while, it was just what I needed. Unfortunately, isolation is putting me back into a pre-therapy mindset, and it's not too healthy. I'm going back for more mental health work, but I still think of the layover that I had at O'Hare Airport. I'm glad that it was what they needed to hear. I'm glad that these things happened to work for them. But there is a little bit of like generalized finality to a lot of what people seem to think will work for everybody. And I am just so offended by the insinuation that a change of scenery and that, oh, well, you just need to travel is like a solution, a blanket solution for certain people's problems, you know? Some people need to do what works for them, and as rude as that is to say, for you to get up and go, when you run from your problems, they always catch up to you. Bitch, the best thing some people are going to be able to do is run from their problems. That's all they have. They wouldn't be able to make it otherwise. The only alternative is a bullet, is a noose, or some razor blades. Do you get what I'm saying? Because some of these people would not be able to make it. There's no amount of words they could throw at a therapist, regardless of the amount of money that they could have, you know, say they had infinite money for therapy. There's no amount of, you know, taking it head on that's going to change the reality of how they feel, what they wake up and deal with on a daily basis. Not everything works for everybody. Straight the fuck up, man. And some of us have to learn, unfortunately, to just tolerate some of the shit we're going through. That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't mean that it's going to work for the next guy, but some of us sure as hell aren't going to be able to just change scenery and then everything will be okay. Oh, you know, I've never been next to these leaves falling from the tree, changing colors. This change of scenery has really brought me to terms with what I'm going through, and it's given me the perspective to move on in my life. Oh, geez. You fucking normie. You know, some of us will get more out of a song that we haven't heard in 20 years than some people will in their entire fucking life, running around chasing all of this bullshit. But that's okay. Kyle, you need to just immerse yourself in the explosive curves, the beauty, the grace, the titacular explosion of it all. Jesus says, I'm from 86 as well, July. Unless you're referring to someone named Julie. You ever meet somebody named Julie who spells it like July?
It's Julie, actually.
Yeah, whatever.
Actually, look at these D cups.
My bad. I'm so sorry, Julie. Yes. Forgive me. What are you doing later? Julie, I'm sorry. Please. Julie, give me another chance. Julie. Number 15. I just started a new job. I said good morning to a person there. His reply was, I've just found out my lass has been getting back scuttled behind my back. I didn't even know his name. Back scuttled. You know, if this has to do with the butt, I'm not exactly interested. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see that. I don't want anything to do with it. Quite frankly. Oh me, oh my, sweet mercy. Did somebody just post something into Confessions? I think so. Pretty interesting. Whatever, whenever, we're meant to get titties together. Whoever drew something of Chun-Li in the art room, that's pretty cool. It's pretty fire, you know? Yeah, she's got nice booty clapping. Chun-Li, Fortnite, catch the fever, okay? Can we even look that up without getting in trouble? Because I've been seeing these fucking images rolling around and my phone's vibrating, but it's not Snapchat, so I really wonder what it is. There it is! Jesus, bro. Somebody made that happen, and it's like not how she looks. Fortnite does not allow the seam of the butt to go in like that. You understand me? It sure as hell does not. So y'all did that. Okay? Yeah, somebody photoshopped her hairline. Number 14. I met a woman who worked at a child care. Nope. This is the one you read before. And it just ruined my night. It was because it was the first entry. Can we work in, to wine me and dine me before you fuck me? Number 2, plus 10. Minus 1. I had to do a course, and the trainer arrives, introduces himself to the small class of maybe 4 to 5 people, and asks a bit about each of us. He then told us that his wife had died 2 years ago and that he tried to kill himself. I felt horrible for him, but he seemed genuinely happy with where his life was now. I ended up staying back after class and having a beer with him at the bar. He was a really cool guy, and I hope he is still happy. I hope maybe he shared that with them to show that he bounced back, and that if he bounced back, that there's potential for other people to bounce back too. We all struggle in ways that are crippling, insane, makes you feel like there's no way back. But let's be real. I'm of the ilk where, unfortunately, if I were gonna do it, I'd have done it already. You know what I mean? Life right now isn't as unfair or cruel as it's ever been, you know? And if you've ever, you know what you need to do? You need to live so hard that you think to yourself, there's no way it can get worse than this. So that, everything will just be in a competition with the time that it was the worst. Come on, bro. You guys gotta get nice and acquainted with your mortality. The Kyle channel does not condone the act of going out and getting acquainted with one's mortality, okay? Andre says, I got kicked out of the Avengers Reddit for saying we need cloning labs. Well, what else do you expect? You know that place is really just like a religious place to agree with Avengers being great or photo mode posts. You know what I'm talking about? There's no way you go to that subreddit and there's not some kind of photo mode post right there. Kyle already crucified himself to allow memes to be posted on that stupid ass subreddit, and some jackass chased me all over the internet for it. So here's a really I'm on the Outriders subreddit right now, and maybe because there's not a lot of people there right now, They haven't, I guess, established or chiseled some rules into this bitch. But, you know, we can post videos. We can post our fucking shit that we make. You know what I mean? Media. We can post memes. It's a subreddit that's not run by virgins. And there also isn't energy like it's going to shut down any day. Can I tell you something about Avengers? Avengers launched in such bad state that the community on Reddit was instantly a support group. Instantly. I've never seen such beta energy in my life, and I don't want to come across like some wannabe Chad or some, I got a big dick. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't want to seem like I'm a jock or I'm part of some kick-ass group and I'm better than a lot of people or some shit. I'm just another dweeb, another anime-watching, band geek fucking loser. I love my Marvel's Avengers. Do you know what I mean? The real Avengers, not this stupid-ass game. But I've never seen such inferior energy the way that I do with some of these people. And that's good for them. I hate to say it as cruel as this, but I think being banned from that subreddit or being hidden or whatever, it may be one of the best things that's ever happened to you. Acquaint yourself with something and a community surrounding that thing that is better than this thing will perhaps ever be, because it had its chance, it blew it. It can play catch up all it wants. It will never achieve what many people might have thought. And here's the crazy thing. With a lot of things, if we were to sit and think of how to improve it, we could, you know what I mean? But with most things, when you just throw the idea at a person, when they envision or imagine what it could be, their ideas 10 out of 10 times aren't always better, okay? But to put it in terms very quickly to, articulate, I believe that 10 out of 10 people, statistically on average, if you were to ask them, what should a Marvel Avengers game have? They would say anything that is better than what we got, okay? If it was going to launch with 6 Avengers, Kamala Khan sure as hell wasn't going to be one of them. If it was going to launch with 6 Avengers, maybe there should have been 6 villains. Instead, there's like 3? 2? After you beat the campaign, the one time you can play it? Can't replay the campaign for over half a year? They fucking up achievements by removing the ability for you to actually play certain challenge modes, and you're like, hey, when's that coming back? And they're saying, in a month? What the fuck are you doing? There's some bizarre choices being made there, and it's because I'd imagine there's probably like 8 niggas working, and that's cool. Shit. I guess they're looking for that plug to be pulled, and that's the end of it. Kenneth says, Kyle, really? They can't show some ass in Fortnite? It's not like a nude model of Chun-Li. It's not that they can't show ass. They most certainly do, and many of the emotes are very wild like that, son. It's just not as up in the butt like it is. You know what I mean? The cut of the pants does not have a deep seam in the crack like that. It's not a Coomer experience like that. There are a lot of wild and fun skins, but they're not deep in there like that. No. Kenneth says, I don't mind not having a replayable story mode in Avengers because no one wants to experience that corny ass, badly written, non-source material, faithful story. Let me be real and be honest with you. I'm the first person to admit that, of course, the story in Marvel's Avengers is fucking boring and lame, but you can go to the helicarrier in one mission. There's a mission that is finely crafted where you start as Iron Man without his suit and have to kind of run around picking up pieces. Now you can use your repulsor. Now you can fly. Now you can use your unibeam. You know what I mean? It is crafted like if you were to make an Iron Man game, that would be the first level, right? Where like maybe you're building your suit and it culminates in you flying through this crazy set piece where it's like you gotta avoid the lasers and the missiles and all of this bullshit. That mission cannot be replayed whenever somebody wants, and it's the stupidest decision in anything that I can fucking imagine, dude. I don't think the story is good, but I think the campaign should be replayed. If only for some of the... It's a Marvel game with no Marvel locations, homie, but the helicarrier is there. And there's one mission. And the weird part is this, on top of it, you know, they trying to make money with the game by selling skins and all kind of bullshit like this. There's a lot of moments in certain missions where everybody's kind of like standing around in the gear that you can get for them. That's just an opportunity for you to make money because the people who would buy the skins would love to see them in these cutscenes, but you haven't made that available. So on top of the fact that the skins are dog shit, the ones that you have on offer, people can't really enjoy by seeing them in any of the cutscenes that they would like to see them in. The game's people, the people behind the game, are senseless. And I am enjoying where this is going because it's taking a while and they worried about the wrong people. But I am waiting to see the plug get pulled, because they tried, you know? It's not going to be a grand and glorious relaunch on PS5. It's going to be like, hey, can you guys please just give us your money? We are launching on this. See? Look. Play our cloning labs. Look at my new harm room. It's different. Please. Kenneth says. Let me not. Wait, I read that one already. April says, what instrument did you play, Kyle? If I told you, you'd realize that unfortunately all of the motherfuckers that you've ever met that play this instrument are the coolest motherfucker you know. So I play some string instruments, and I do play the tuba. Bitch. Oh, snap. Another Jamaican tuba player? What's the world coming to? You play one low brass instrument, you've played them all, except for the trombone. That's a lot of slide positions to remember, okay? Jesus says, I've been going down a drumline rabbit hole, and I need help getting out. Drumline? You mean the movie Drumline? Oh no, it's been a long time. I remember we used to watch that a lot in band. It wasn't Nick Cannon in that? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Cool dude, I used to play bass for 1 year, then I quit because I realized it wasn't for me. Well, it takes a specific person to at the very least acknowledge and realize that some things aren't for them. You know. April says, I was French horn. That's a sexy instrument and I appreciate you for playing it. That's what it's all about. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out. You play that French horn and it's got such a rich, beautiful sound. It's easily one of the best, you know, it's one of the best brass instruments. It just sounds so great. It's got that fanfare. You can get some shit out of a trumpet, of course, bro. But that French horn sound, inspirational, motivational. You know what I mean? Let me not even. No, it's such a warm sound. It's so elegant. Fuck me. French horn's not fair, is it? It's not fair. Give the other brass instruments a chance, you bitch. You would play the French horn. You should send me you playing some stuff by candlelight in the bath, okay? Man, that's a hot instrument. I think do you think there's just like a channel that has videos of different instruments with like a candlelight just like flickering so the light washes over and it just oh mercy, oh Lord. Bro, I had this picture of Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog, and he was kind of like dabbing his head with some handkerchief. I can't find it now. I got lucky. I'll find it again. Need to put everything into a folder. Into a nice, hefty... Oh my God. Can I show y'all something? So there's this girl that I was like looking up, images on Marvel bullshit for my dumb videos that I was making. And I found this lady, and boy, oh boy, is she cutting off circulation, if you know what I'm talking about. My God. But if I'm being honest, you know what I'm talking about? The one that I really was like, if it's okay to share here, I don't know if it's okay. I don't know if anything's okay these days. Was this one? Wait a minute. The Scarlet Witch. I mean, credit where credit is due. You know? Is there, can I go get you a drink? You know what I'm talking about? Wait a minute. Okay, we're good. Okay. As we continue up this list of too much information stories, we arrive at number 9. I worked with a new girl one night, literally didn't know her name. She told me about every sexual experience of her life, that she wanted to try anal, but kept having flashbacks to her uncle raping her, how her mom would invite guys over for a train when she was a teen. What the fuck? And a shit ton more. Have any of you experienced anything this wonderful? I'm sorry, wonderful's the wrong word. Okay, have any of you experienced, not the actual thing happening, Jesus God. Have you experienced anybody volunteering entirely too much information immediately when you I'm trying to get this to show me what it is. What is it? Why does he keep retracting things? Who the hell is April Rams talking about? Oh, that's my body type. Listen. Let's be real with ourselves, guys. Okay? One day, some of this will be what we can have, cosplay, Jesus, those things look full. It's not right. I am under the hex. You know what I'm talking about? And you know what? Because she's a bigger girl, those lips are hers too. It ain't even right. A lot of girls out there looking for surgery, trying to get lips like that, and you're just like, oh, looks like I was born. Mm-hmm. Dia has lips like that, and she Mexican. Oh crap! There go to Dia. Hey, Dia.
I want you to try something.
What's going on? What's going on, Dia?
I tried making eggs, the way that they creamy eggs.
You tried making creamy eggs?
Yes.
You tried mixing starch, Dia?
Starch? No. I followed a much simpler.
So wait, what did you add into it?
It's just salt, pepper, and instead of oil, I used butter. And low heat.
Low heat?
You're supposed to. In every recipe, it's essentially low heat.
I appreciate you trying something, but I do want you to know,
They're cooked.
and I think I've told you this before.
They're cooked.
No, it's not even about it being cooked. My favorite version of eggs, do you remember?
Yes, it's buffet style eggs.
Buffet, babe?
Buffet.
Buffet, babe?
Stop. Oh my gosh.
Both.
Okay.
Both of them are. Listen, don't you ever stripes me that hard again. You genuinely are about to make me laugh. Buffet.
Buffet. Yeah.
Buffet. Wait a minute. What did you make yourself?
Egg sandwiches.
Why do they look white?
Because I ate egg white sandwiches.
Oh no, they just look white, like mayo white. Like if you didn't say anything to me, it kind of looked like a tuna sandwich from here, with an explosive amount of mayo in it. Sorry, what I was gonna say is that I like buffet eggs, and they kind of nasty like that. They a little bit wet and just like, oh, you know what? Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say buffet eggs. Oh my gosh, I want some buffet eggs, bro. Where it's just like, oh yeah, that looks good. So Dia, I'm gonna like this because eggs are eggs and they're delicious. Thank you. But please, in the future, never, ever, ever worry about making eggs special. You could genuinely just beat the eggs and almost serve it like you'd be serving a pig, like slop, and I devour it. You know what I mean? Because this is my favorite iteration of it. I'm terrible like that. Don't need it poached. Don't need it specific. I just like the bullshit of it.
I've made them a very specific way in the past, and you are...
Something about the way you prepare eggs for you is weird. Yes. And I've told you in the past, I think that you need to just stand by me while I just, crack it open, beat it to hell, throw it in the pan.
And I don't do that, which is what I tried this time.
I don't know, man. I guess the way people make eggs can say a lot about them. And I didn't know that there was another way. Until you, dear. There's another way.
Not the way I was taught, no. Like, I had seen my mom do it with, like, putting in a container and then beating them to make omelets.
When you went out into the back, did you see that there was a carton of eggs left on the chair? One day when we were coming back from the grocery store, I put it down. I guess I needed the free hand to open the door. And I never went back out there to get it.
No way.
And weeks later, when we ended up going by that area in the back, I saw it. You tiny titty people and your retracted messages in the chat better calm down. I want the best for all of you. And for me, I want some buffet eggs. What happened?
I tried making them differently to see if you'd prefer them over the way that I've made them in the past.
Yeah, I'll try them when we're done. Thank you. Appreciate it. I wonder if I should have eggs. Do you know if there's bacon out there?
Yes.
There is.
Well, I didn't check inside of it, but there's like a box of bacon. Remember to take the trash out, please, because
Today is Saturday.
Yes, tomorrow's Sunday.
I will tomorrow.
Because it's stuff from the fridge. Because it's old and gross.
What do you mean?
Food that is like
You took stuff out of the fridge and put it in the trash just now.
Yes, not the freezer, the fridge. And it's
but you put it in the trash just now.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Girl, you should have waited until we was turning the trash on. Man, you out there cleaning stuff out before it's the time to put it in the trash. Anyway, boy, this lady was talking about how people, No, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a lady because we don't know. Yeah, it was a girl. The girl was talking about how the mom would invite dudes over for trains. Bonus point. She turned me into HR because she told her fiance that she told me all this and he freaked out. So she lied and told them I harassed her. Isn't that just typical of a woman? She overshares, and then she flips the script. Oh, this is actually what happened. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's just people in offices. People, I don't know.
Dia, I want you to know. Obviously, statistically, on average, it's the hoes. It's the females on this bullshit. And can I tell you why statistically it's the women? Because the men won't be believed. But the women will. The women will be believed. They know how much they can get away with. The men know better. The men know without proof who's going to back them up on that bullshit. It's just sickening, man. My God. Ukami says, what you drinking? Nothing alcoholic, It's a shame, man. If I were a different kind of man, I'd be using alcohol like the tool that a bunch of pieces of crap out there are using it for, because alcohol is legal. I keep saying it, but it doesn't really seem to hit people the way that it needs to hit them. Women, alcohol is legal. You know how fucked up alcohol can get y'all? You know how done and out of it and dicks in your mouth and you can't even fucking process it? You get what I'm saying? And alcohol is legal. They trying to bust niggas and put them in jail for the rest of their life for some weed. I've seen women kill people and make it out of jail inside of a year. But not just women. I'm sure men with the right amount of money can make some things happen, my dude. But come on. Alcohol is legal. Okay, guys. I mean, we're all consenting adults and we like to get down in different ways. I've just seen some things, Dia. Can I tell you something, Dia?
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Well, thank you, G-checks. What? Check them G's. Dia. I'm trying to think of a way to articulate this so that it's Kyle, but it's unfortunately, real. Kyle in this regard would mean almost poetic. Do you know that porn that is executed too well is just evidence? And I don't mean normie porn.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Okay. A porno with people performing. Mm-hmm. No. People too convincing in a porno.
What kind?
Make it evidence. Any kind. You know?
Just regular is just...
You can't say just regular. In my opinion, porn truly needs to be a perversion. You know, technically, porn can just be the act of sexual intercourse, penetration, whether it's oral, whether it's anal, whether it's even just the finger. That can be porn, you know?
Which is why I asked what kind.
But to me,
because
what I consider the perverse, degenerate, fetish porn, if you want to go there.
it's just a genre of porn.
Is it really? Is it really a genre of porn? I want to talk about porn in a capacity where we look at American porn versus, let's say, German or Japanese porn. You want to know what the Japanese really understand, and it makes their porn explosive? It makes their porn really good. They understand what is and isn't okay, so they flirt with what's not okay. The girls will play the part of someone who is not consenting. The girls will play the part of someone that is just being used or is a rag doll. Do you get what I'm saying? And when I say that, and then I can, with that context, say to you, porn that is too convincing is evidence, what I mean is, Dia, I've shot some things in the past where I've thought, I better fucking delete this. Because since there aren't portions where the girl stops and smiles and go, I am fully consenting to this, it could come back to fuck me.
You've recorded yourself having intercourse with people?
No.
Like people, girls?
No. Men? No. Babe.
I said girls.
I was just letting you know it wasn't men either. I'm not, listen, we're all talking hypothetically, okay, Dia?
That wasn't a hypothetical.
It was hypothetical, Dia.
Not at all.
Yes.
Because you didn't say hypothetically if I...
Dia, it was hypothetical. I'm just letting you know, Dia, come on.
It wasn't.
I'm glad that these eggs were this good.
Anyway, you haven't even had them, so shut up.
What?
It's a genre of porn because...
I'm not arguing it's not a genre.
It's not like I watch, it's not like I've had the platter of porns or something like that, so I don't know what the variants are between each country and, what they like to do.
I think you do.
But they are specifically well known for a type of porn, so it's like a genre of porn that they specialize in. Versus Americans, where it's just like good old, or unless they're smacking, good old normal porn. And then other countries specialize in a particular genre.
I don't want to think of it as like a country specializing. What I want to do is think of it as like a understanding, as far as society is concerned, of what is and isn't, arousing because of it being taboo, because of it being kinky. The fetish arising, no pun intending, from it being off the table. This isn't allowed, and for some people that's what gets them off. The degeneracy involved in, again, Dia, the only the Japanese porn have I, and I don't even mean this amusingly, you know Fred, Freaky Fred from Courage, and how he'll call things naughty. I feel when I've seen some of these Japanese, they have these like, you know, we're gonna freeze time so the girls just exist to be used. If this is contextually what's truly going on, this is right. Y'all out here, if we're meant to, you know, accept the premise, there are game shows where it's like, oh, this is my aunt and mom and sister, and they don't know they don't know it's their brother behind this wall, and it's like, nigga, wait a minute. You know what I'm talking about? There's shit where it's like, what happened?
Over in Japan?
Bruh, I'm just describing the types of porn that you would never have seen in America first. And now we're playing catch up where the stepbrother and stepsister bullshit is like becoming the norm and has been for the past couple of years. But I'm letting you know those other, even if it was something that behind closed doors we were all about in this country for a long time, we never saw it manifest within our, you know, porno. And it's not for a lack of appetite. It was just because, for whatever reason, the Germans would be quicker to go, you ever see a broad get pissed on? You know what I'm talking about? Disgusting, right? Disgusting. Whereas a group of people over here would be like, no, nobody wants to see that. That's gross. That's gay. Remember those days? You get what I'm saying?
So have you seen similarly done adult films? Let's stop using that other word. Adult films here, where you would say, yeah, it's up to par to what I've seen in other countries.
Hell nah, man.
So what I'm saying is there are countries that really know how to do a particular type of adult film versus other countries. Other countries can do it, but they can't capture whatever Japan can do or Germany can do.
But the thing about what I'm trying to elaborate on and say is,
That's
if I were to get a willing girl and record something, her and I could probably make it so convincing that it would seem too convincing enough to just be evidence. Enough for it to be so convincing that it would just read like an illegal fucking capture. Like, I have captured this person against their will and this is what's going on. Whereas, Dia, we can watch Japanese stuff, and because they've been at this for so long, there is no delusion that they are all consenting, that they're just along for the ride, that they're just giving convincing performances. I'm on this bus, and I hope nobody, oh my God, they're all crowding around me to touch me up, and there's so many of them, I just have to do what I'm, you know, whatever they're having me do, bro. And by the time that catches up over here, because again, the only thing that's honest to God is real. That's the rude part. Any of that we see over here and it's convincing, it's because it's probably real. Whereas over there, they can ride the line and have been riding the line for a long time, so they're very good at it. The tightrope walk over there.
So you're saying that here it's either not good at all or way too good to the point that it's like, it's probably...
Maybe that's maybe that's my point. Let's put a bow on that, yeah. American porn sucks.
Not necessarily. They're very good at particular types.
Yep.
Just like Japan is really good at consensual, not consensual.
It's less about that. It's about embracing the degeneracy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
okay.
They specialize in a thing, and they've been doing it for so long that they have gotten very
The funny
good
thing
at it.
is, I feel like I'm truly alienating a lot of people here, but there's going to be 3 dudes that are just like, I get exactly what he's talking about, man.
Yeah. Just making it, I guess, a little bit more...
Linda really did put the bow on it to say, done right can get people arrested. You know what I mean?
True.
There are some things you don't want to do too well. Not you specifically. Let somebody else do it. You know what I mean? Let some professionals do that. Cause nah, we don't need to be the ones. Yeah, it's hot and everything, but Kenneth says, Kyle, no wonder hentai is so popular over regular boring ass live action. Man, well, voyeurism is pretty cool, says Jesus, for real. Seraphin says, Kyle and Stream, have you heard of adult films from before 1950? They are called stag reels. The oldest one is from 1915. I think that's kind of like, you know, like vintage kind of almost peep show type stuff, right?
Could have still been recorded, and it's essentially an adult film from 1915. Just, you know, old-timey. A little bit more conservative.
Listen, if anybody's getting fucked, it's this list, said it. And as we continue, we arrive at number 8. I was temping at an office, and the trainer told me about her ex.
He was cheating on me. Not just with one woman, but with many different women.
That's terrible, I replied, thinking that we would move on. Nope.
No, it was worse than that. He filmed himself banging these women and then streamed the compilation of his conquests onto our TV just for me to watch.
How much of that do you watch before you stop and think to yourself, this is disgusting?
This is just roleplay. This is.
You know, why do you have to involve, you mean foreplay, Dia?
Foreplay.
Why do we have to be involved in your foreplay? I was unsure of what to say, and after a couple of minutes of me being quiet, she then said,
When it was Valentine's Day a few days later, he gave me a present. He let me start unwrapping the present. In the past, the parcel style, each layer had a used condom that he'd used to bang the girls in the compilation video.
why are you telling me this? How y'all get down is your own business, come on.
Yeah, like why do I need to hear?
Motherless used to be cool. Shut up. That site is dumb now. Everything on the surface web is trash, bro. Whoa, bro. Pornhub got wise to all of the terrible stuff that was being uploaded to that site. X Hamster's pretty cool, but we're not gonna go into it, Dia. It's all irrelevant.
I've heard of X Hamster. I've never heard of Motherless until today.
Motherless used to be decent, and it sucks now. It'd be like talking about albino black sheep, or I don't know, some just old school like E-Bombs World tier, or not tier, era. You know what I mean?
You're talking about things that I've never even heard of.
You've never heard of E-Bombs World or albino black sheep? How about You're the Man Now, dog?
No.
Man, YTMND.com was responsible for YouTube poops. And I guess without them, we'd be in a different world. We might be in more advanced society. People might. Can you imagine? I like to think that if the world were as smart as they are now, probably 10 years ago, we'd have probably forced a lot of motherfuckers out of office and gotten some shit done in this pussy ass country. But this virus came at just the right time to shut everybody up, get a good amount of people dead, get people off the streets. You know what I mean?
I'm learning about adult film sites more so than I've ever learned in my entire life tonight.
I don't know if it still does, Jesus. Again, you and I may have very different criteria. Very different criteria. What's wrong with home? I don't want any of that professional crap. You know what I'm talking about? Wait a minute. Y'all need to chill with all of that injection, that in the butt stuff. Wait a minute, Dia.
Look, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that other men don't like it.
Dia, I'm going to show you my scarlet wish.
People don't have to subscribe to
Look at my scarlet wishes, Dia. The wish. Why are you giggling? Why are you giggling? What's up? Ooh. What? What?
It's cute.
What? It is cute.
It's cute.
That girl thick as a brush.
I
Damn.
just think the helmet is kind of shitty.
Wait a minute.
I like her outfit. I think the helmet looks
But the
kinda
helmet
shitty.
is supposed to be ridiculous. Look at the other skinny chick. Wait a minute. Let me find it. There it is. See, look at her. Well, hers is kind of better.
Yeah. Hers
Yeah. Damn, that's a nice one. She got a really nice helmet.
Yeah. So.
Where'd you get
what were you
that?
saying?
Nothing.
Shut up then. Woman. I agree that the girl looks very pretty in that outfit, but the helmet looks like shit, and that's the thing that you're gonna be looking at. If, you know, you're looking at her costume. Obviously, some people are gonna be looking at other things. But me, I look at helmet and go, ew.
So we continue up this list. We arrive at number 7. Wow. Did I even finish this one? Yeah. No. To say that I was sat there not knowing what to say is an understatement. I'm pretty sure that some people just gotta share they bullshit. Because I love that a man... Because it's like, it's kind of like degradation, humiliation stuff. Some girls want that. To be treated like trash and feel like they're nothing. Here I am, Kyle's here. Gotcha. Got your back. But, I don't know. I just don't know. Why are you including other people unwillingly in it? Unless they're part of it. Unless unwillingly including other people is part of it as well. That's part of the kink. Number 7. At 10 o'clock at night, I was at a rest stop, and a guy came up to me and asked, "How would you like to save a life? Tell me a joke, and I may not kill myself." May have just been a bad joke. Yeah.
A really bad joke.
Why do people have to be so unfunny?
Wait. Is there anything in your cup?
No?
Okay.
Oh, there could be, but there's no ice in this cup, dear. Lukewarm drink? Come on now. Why isn't the ice maker kicking out ice? What's up out there?
I think there is ice, but I didn't have your cup. I was making
You
myself
drinking lukewarm drinks is scaring the hell out of me, man. It's like... Alright, man. Number 6. Some guys next to me on the bus once went into a long, elaborate story about how he burned his house down for insurance money like 3 weeks prior. This is just shit you talk about. Okay. I wouldn't have believed it if his hands didn't have massive burns.
Alrighty then.
So I've heard of people getting caught red-handed, Dia. But if your house burned down and your hands were burned...
Why do you do this? Do you like to make me suffer?
What I'm trying to fucking understand is how he got away with it. If, like, well, he just sold himself as a victim. Oh my god, my house burned and I had to get out of there.
He
Oh, and I
must
burned my hands in the middle of it.
People are psychopaths.
But there
They
must
just
be
don't
some
know
sort of,
hard.
like, you know, people can find out how the house burned down. Somebody put me on the spot like that and told me to tell him a joke. I wouldn't be able to function. If we put y'all on the spot right now and we're like, "Hey, tell me a joke," like, I couldn't tell you anything. I don't have a favorite joke, you know?
Why is that coming up in conversation?
Because of the dude that was like, "Tell me a joke or I'm anheroing."
I don't even know.
Caught with smoldering hands. You've been caught with hands smoldering handed. Oh, Jesus says, "I've been air frying everything since I got an air fryer. I air fried some powdered donuts and crumb donuts." Nigga, wait a minute. We got donuts today, Dia. So make sure we finish them. Damn it.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I asked for a donut.
Did you
I'm
eat?
not the psychopath.
Did you
who
eat the
bought
donut?
more.
There's only 4 donuts here. It's not like a lot of donuts. Just make sure you eat them. Damn it.
I'm not eating them myself.
You had half a donut, Dia.
Yes, because I was also trying to eat a sandwich that you got me that I unfortunately didn't like because.
What else is new?
Dunkin' Donuts is not the place.
What else is new? My point is, how come if you didn't like the sandwich, you couldn't finish a donut?
Told you not to get me anything from anywhere, I guess, besides McDonald's, and the one thing that I really like from there. And apparently, because this damn pandemic happened, they don't do them anymore.
Dia, we can share our grief about the things that have been removed from the menu everywhere for no reason. You know, if you know anything about being Kyle, now that you are one with me effectively, if you start liking things too, they will disappear.
Yeah.
So you need to not betray.
Being associated with you is just like, don't like anything unless you want that thing to just disappear from the face of the earth. That's sad.
Number 5. Okay. You know, I used to work at an animal shelter. I called it the Dia House.
I like to also think that if I was a little bit more confident, I could be a pretty silly comedian. Not a prop comedian. That sounds kind of stupid. That's too silly for me. But more like self-deprecating jokes.
I need weed to deal with you, nigga.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Number 5.
That would be more for me.
Whoa. Shut up.
Look, man.
Like
I told you I don't like musicals, but everything has to have.
That was the last thing I think I was going to come out of your mouth. I told you I don't like musicals, but what?
Everything has to have music for you to enjoy it somehow.
Is this a shot at when I get up there I need some music occasionally?
Hell no.
Then what are you
Talking about normal day-to-day stuff like American Dad, you really love that shit.
What's wrong with American Dad? American
gotta
Dad
sing
has
a
the
couple of
darkest
seconds.
fucking. I remember the other day.
Guess what?
There's a lot of really dark humor in that show. Just because you don't appreciate it doesn't make it any less dark. The other day, it was on in the background, and I thought I wasn't paying attention to it, but Roger said something along the lines of he made up a character where, he's talking about how he did have a wife, but she died, and he just kept going. Every time he would say something and then stop for a moment, he would just add more to it. He had a wife, but she died during a surgery. A breast reduction surgery that he demanded she get. She was pregnant at the time.
And she died. That's not dark, that's just a stupid joke.
It was funny because of the timing and the delivery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
he was all
that's
like,
not dark.
she died during surgery that I demanded she have for breasts. She was pregnant at the time.
She was pregnant. Yeah. It's not dark, it's just...
That's dark, man. Come on.
It's just stupid.
It's
fucking
dark.
humor.
Hey, you want to test?
This
You want to
man
test
is
how
not
something? You want to
service.
test whether or not something is dark? I'm the darkest man you know. Are you wrong? Am I wrong there? You know any people darker than Kyle? If Kyle were to say it, would I get in trouble for it? That's the dark test. Let's call it the Darky Massa test. If Kyle said it, would he get in trouble? And if he would, then it's dark. But Kyle, when you say anything you can get in trouble, then everything's dark, huh?
No, you just like to say things that'll piss people off, and that's not necessarily...
Yeah, like I'm going out of my way to do that. Hey, Candor, look at your glasses. Got him. Because their profile picture is a picture of Thelma.
But yeah,
from
American-
Scooby-Doo.
American Dad isn't known because, the dark humor.
Did you
No other show does it.
just reference Velma? She has a V in her name, right?
Yeah, and her name is pronounced Velma.
Who has the TH? Is there another famous Thelma with TH? My brain has bound that. Is Thelma and Louise spelled? Yes. Thelma and Louise is spelled with a TH. That's cool. That used to be such an iconic and great movie for a lot of lesbians. I wonder what lesbian heroes exist these days. Let's look them up. Of course you haven't heard of anything, you little kid ass. Top lesbian heroes. Or icons, I don't know.
True Silver Wolf, words have never been more truer.
Thelma and Louise. Yeah.
It took a while for me to get around to liking Mr. Pickles, but once I liked it, I'm like, okay, this show is pretty decent. But then they came out with Sheriff. and it's the crappiest show that has preceded a really decent.
My mama called me chef.
The fact that it got a season 2 is astonishing to me, but I guess it's because they don't have anything else going on over at Hulu, huh?
I don't think it's renewed for Hulu specific. It's probably still airing on Adult Swim.
Then I guess Adult Swim is the television.
Adult Swim don't give a
Netflix.
fuck. Adult Swim fuck up so hard initially that a lot of us aren't willing to watch anything. And then when we go back and we rewatch some of the things, we realize they were actually pretty cool the whole time. It took Squidbillies to stop running before I gave it a chance and was like, damn, this show is fire.
Yeah.
And I remember when Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell was on TV. I was like, what the fuck is this garbage? And then I watched it later and I loved every bit of it. There's like a lot of hits on Adult Swim, but because they have screwed us in the past with garbage that couldn't make it past like half a season, we were like, look, we know better than to watch a lot of this shit.
No, that's a show that has dark humor.
What?
And, Your Pretty Face is
Look,
Going to
I
Hell.
don't care about your personal feelings as it pertains to American Dad, all right? It's definitely dark, objectively, technically, just like I don't like things. And I'm forced to admit that, hey, they deliver in certain categories. Look, bitch-ass American Dad, especially through Roger, just uses an opportunity to go a little bit too past what you would imagine is okay, to the point where, you know, if not even right now, that in the future, not too far, there are going to be episodes that are just straight up not allowed to air. Not as they were originally aired, not with the dialogue that is currently in the episode, because it'll be too offensive. And offensive and dark aren't the same thing. I'm just saying, it is one of those shows that doesn't even ride the line. It just says shit that at the time, the FCC probably didn't understand they shouldn't have allowed them to say. But now, it's not going to be okay. Well, if it stays on TBS or wherever the fuck it's still running, I love it. That show was canceled like 3 times, I think. American Dad, that's my favorite. Of the Seth MacFarlane abortions. Did I like it more than Cleveland Show, though? Cleveland Show was stupid. I like Cleveland as a character, but the show was terrible. So, there it is. Number 4. I was doing my practice in a hospital. You did it. They brought a young man in to the neuro clinic. He was my first patient. He was around 30 years old and he had fallen from a tree while he was working. He turned out to have a complicated neurological condition that had nothing to do with his fall. He was also diagnosed with severe depression. He was in there for months and no one ever visited him. The only time he felt a bit better was when I visited him and I ran some tests on him. He said, "It's nice when you come and make me play with the colored toys and make me draw things." One day he was looking out of the window when I came in. He looked me dead in the eye and told me, "You know, if the window didn't have protective bars, I'd jump right out." It was the first time I'd heard such a thing, and I remember it ever since.
That's sad.
Ugh. William Brown says some of the Adult Swim shows have awkward humor in it, kind of like they make jokes that they think adults would like rather than jokes that they themselves think are funny. There's a different word for this and it's called cringe. Many of the Adult Swim shows that I'm talking about that kind of sealed the deal in us never giving them a chance, that's why that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the cringe that was like manufactured and was almost like the type of shit that you would see trending on YouTube. You know, you watch like a vlogger or like a makeup douche and hey, they're pretty and that's what people need them to be, and they don't need to be anything more than that. But to think that they're funny, or maybe that they have anecdotes that are genuinely amusing, no, you're going to need to find a black creator, you're going to need to find some Hispanic creators, you're going to need to find somebody that's actually living a life, not a pretty boy that exists almost exclusively to walk around and be an influencer or be on Instagram or whatever. These are the people that are going to make you laugh, like from your diaphragm, like belly laughing, hunched over, you in pain laughing. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they know what's up. the writers for some of these shows that used to be running, oh my gosh, man. Yeah, man. They don't know what the fuck anybody likes, so they just threw something out there. And you know what they're doing right now? They're writing shows for Netflix that they know will never get watched. I want you to think about that. Somebody's getting paid to write a show for Netflix right now that they expect everybody to scroll past. Does the bar get lower for quality? You know, imagine as a writer, you writing something and somebody and thinking to yourself, or maybe even thinking out loud, is this good enough? And then somebody reminds you, bro, nobody's going to see this. Nobody should see this. And if they do, they certainly won't like it. What are you worried about? Take this show, have it under your belt. You know, oh, I've written a dozen shows that have gone to Netflix. You know what I mean?
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna start a conspiracy theory.
Oh dear, what the hell have you been drinking in the living room?
Nothing. Except water. That I like to think that through Netflix and I guess streaming services like Netflix, they categorize us with people who do like really bad shows versus really good shows, and then those people are gonna be the ones that are gonna be sent to the people farm when everything goes to shit.
Oh, you crazy. From ain't got people data like that. That's going to manifest in any way. I agree with what you're saying, but it comes more from data that Facebook, maybe Instagram, what else is normie? Come on, Google. A bunch of things are gathering information to not just, you know, everybody thinks it's just ads that they're cultivating for us. Nah, man, they could be cultivating our mental space so that they can filter us into whatever category they need for us when the time comes. But yeah, no, Netflix will be like, oh, so you like cartoons? So you like ghost stories? You know, start delivering all kind of weird, half-baked, unedited bullshit, you know?
I feel like everything.
And it's crazy because on YouTube, Dia, we see some really well-produced shit from like a team of a couple of dudes. Some guy has a voice, some dude knows how to edit, some motherfucker knows how to write, and together the YouTube channel of your dreams has come. You know what I mean? It's wild. It's wild. One dude with a voice behind a mic, one person that's writing a dope-ass script, and somebody else that's like the idea man. That's like, hey man, you don't be crazy.
You leave my freaking water alone. I didn't spike it. It's just something that popped into my head just now, thinking about like really, really crappy shows that you would think no one is gonna watch it, no one's gonna like it, even if they do watch it. But there are people who will, and it's like, what are they gonna do with those people? What percentage of the human population is that?
It's not like YouTube either, where it's like bleeding right into it after one video is done either. Like, are they watching whether or not people are clicking some of these things? I don't know if it matters. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 3, and we're almost done. Co-workers took out a client for a business lunch at a small town restaurant. He asks the waitress, "How are you?" just to be polite. She proceeds to go on to a 5-minute spiel about how terrible her ex-husband is and how he's ruining her life and how she feels like crap because of it. After she finishes, takes their order and leaves the customer, says, "So you must know her pretty well." And I respond only well enough to say hi in passing. And they respond, "Oh, so that was just as awkward for you as it was for me then." Yes. Yes, it was. Okay. You say I only hear what I want to. That's fucking crazy, man. I have to wonder if people know at times. You know? They can't possibly. Because sometimes I want to believe that they are well aware and that they are just deliberately creating a very awkward situation for the people because it's kind of funny to them. They don't even need it to be recorded. They don't need to make a big thing out of it. They just want to make you feel a certain way. And I'm really getting hungry. I'm like actually getting hungry. What am I gonna do? Bless you, dear.
Thank you.
RR was asking what my Patreon is. I'm glad that you wish to know. That's secret information for hardcore people.
I almost feel like not finishing my second sandwich because I want to be able to get to bed early.
Thank you for asking, but are you hardcore like that? My lord. Special thanks to the patrons. Wow. Number 3. Coworkers took out a client. No, wait. No. Number 2. I was seated next to a quiet kid on a high school band bus to a football game. He'd been in my band class for a couple of years, but I'd never spoken to him. He was the type who didn't fit into anything at school that I ever saw. I resolved to get to know him a bit and open up a conversation since we were going to be sitting next to each other for a few hours. What, they didn't have iPods back then? Shit. It was like a dam burst. The dude just talked for the whole trip. At one point, he told me that his mom was really unhappy and his stepdad, unhappy with his stepdad, but couldn't divorce him because she couldn't afford it. Then he told me that his stepdad would get drunk, beat him with a stick. Well, thank God it's a stick and not the stick, you know what I mean? But he wasn't sure if you're laughing at that. He wasn't sure.
It's a dark joke.
He wasn't sure if his mom was also getting beaten. She getting beaten in another kind of way.
Stop.
That was not okay, but the kid one was okay. The kid one was all right.
You gotta give a little bit of
The girl, no!
both of them.
How dare you, Gael, with her titties?
But
Shut up, I'm not saying it's not funny. It's just like, funny bad. You got
But the
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
But he wasn't sure if his mom was getting. He sounded like Mickey Mouse. But he wasn't. Oh.
but he but he wasn't sure if his mom was also getting beaten, and that scared him. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a brief pause. Brief, Kyle, brief. Because before he said, I never told anyone that before. Then he changed the subject completely. I must have been 17 or so, and it shook me. Like, obviously I was old enough to know that that sort of thing happens, but I was too sheltered to think that it happened to anyone that I knew. I told my parents about it. Seemed to be the right thing to do. I don't know what happened from there. He and I never really spoke of it again. I just looked him up on Facebook, though. Looks like he's really done well for himself.
That's good.
That's good. He's alive. That's good. Good for him. It's great.
It's not just that, it's the fact that he's doing well for himself.
Oh, he's doing well for
He was able
himself.
to pull himself together after all the crap that happened.
I sighed first, I win. Number 1. I sat next to this quiet kid in Spanish class. He was awkward and had a subtle speech impediment. One day I tried to spark up a conversation with him, and he told me that he had considered murdering his parents.
One day I will bathe in the blood of my elders.
I thought you were gonna
The
say
matriarch of my family will know true pain. And then I will be the last remaining. The bloodline ends with me, mother.
The bloodline ends with me, mother.
Yep. The bloodline ends.
The bloodline ends with me! You jump off the...
That was a meme.
That was a meme?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, like it was like people were really, really having fun with the bloodline ends with me joke. Because we're the generation of just not wanting to do any human interaction at all. It's gross.
Your butt napkins, my liege.
I was gonna say more Skyrim music.
That looks like really, really thin ply toilet paper.
like the good old days.
Like the good old days, oh.
Yeah, like during the Black Plague and shit.
The Black Plague. I'm sorry. Okay.
The stream.
Why would you say that?
Because you're hungry.
The stream goes on from max, minimum. It's important to give yourself a maximum first. Sad cringe. Wololo. I'm reaching out to see if you'd like to learn about the benefits that come with being in the Marines. Interested? Only if I get to choose the oil company I'm dying for. You have zero respect.
No.
Wololo.
It's asking the real question.
What were you on earlier? Was it Cringetopia?
What are you talking about?
You were on something earlier talking about how like it was sad or something. Cringetopia, baby. Let's take a look. There's a Sonic without a shoe on. What the fuck, bro? You know, that's degeneracy. You know what I'm talking about? Where you can look at it and it's not inherently weird or it's not inherently gross or sexual, but you know at a glance this is something somebody is sexually into.
Yep.
That's
Sonic feet.
hardcore. That's what it's all about. That somebody is into it, and that's enough for it to be like, oh, damn it.
Why do I have to live on this?
Ah. I don't understand what's happening here. How did they get up there?
Excellent question.
So this person called 911 because they got up somewhere and then
They couldn't get back
didn't
down.
get down.
Look, man, that's where you hang off the ledge.
Imagine needing to
And walk
waste their
down.
time because you were being stupid.
Like someone could have been trying to do insurance fraud by burning their house down.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all know, man. If I had to choose between a bitch putting Gorilla Glue on her head and this pisses me off more, man. You involving these people, they could be saving somebody else's life. Not saying that the gorilla bitch wasn't taking up somebody else's time when she ended up going in, you know what I mean? But at least she was the one sitting in a waiting room as opposed to being or having people called out. Oh
She
God.
wanted to go get treatment.
You know, let me look at one more. Just one more. Okay. All right. Post by the New York Post. This is always going to be good. This 19-year-old is 2020's most beautiful woman in the world. According to who, bitch? Look how gross. I beg to differ. That's what I'm talking about, sister. You gonna be begging for a while. Oh my God. You've murdered
That
her.
slap back.
You've murdered her.
It was a slap and then it smacked back. That's it for
What is physical cringe? Let's find out. Think twice before you push someone's head into cakes. A candle went into her eye. It impaled her.
Yeah. And it doesn't even look like candles. It looks like
Yeah, it just looks like some wooden sticks in there.
Yeah, like
That was
kinda-
probably meant to hold something up.
Yep, the kind of sticks that you used to like put a corn on a cob.
Because people out here ramming people's face into cakes.
Who the hell does that? Why did
People,
that start?
people's dumbass friends and fucking family do this type of shit, which is why, thank God, I may be a lot of things, but running from everyone is one of them. You know? People won't need to ask me what I want to do on my birthday. It's stay in my house. Get the fuck away from me. Jeez, man. Have a virtual party with you where we watch something together.
Who the hell started the tradition of slamming people's faces?
This
into
woman
cake?
got her fucking eyeball impaled with a... Okay.
And how quickly can we have people not do this shit anymore? Because it's the stupidest tradition that we have as a species. This is why octopuses should take over the damn planet.
Guys, I love you. Jump into the Discord and get... Oh my God! That better have not been what I thought it was.
I don't know what you were looking at, but I guess I can look at that later.
To my future wife,
Alright.
I want you to mix my ashes into a bowl of chili from Wendy's, then eat it, just so I can tear that ass up one more time. Now, Dia, does Wendy's have a reputation for being something that destroys people on the way out, diarrhea style?
No, that's Taco Bell.
Guys, love you. Hope this has been a great night for all of us. You know, I hope that you feel closer to Kyle than you've ever been. I'm here for you in ways that you don't even understand. Well, I do love you. Every inch. I want to sing you a song, but I'm tired, so I guess I'll go. Thank you for being you. Special thanks to the patrons, to the sponsors, and just thank you in general. Huge love for Neil. Thank you, YNK and PB&J. You're making my day. Thank you, okay. Linda said gameplay. We just played Mario Party and we destroyed those people. True Silver Wolf, you're right. Oh my God. I'm being darkest dungeoned in my stomach right now. You could call my stomach a dungeon of the darkest variety. So what's going to happen is you will see me tomorrow where I will play two back-to-back dungeon runs to make up for tonight. Because you deserve it. I love you. You know, this little monkey man is like one of my favorite memes of ever. Thank you. Thank you for Monkey Man. Thank you for Monkey Puppet Man. And I will catch you guys soon. Love you. Later. Stay out of trouble. And, I don't know. Believe in yourself. I'm so mad that all of you are so well adjusted. I wish some of you felt alone and like the world didn't care about you. And then I'd be all like, I'm here for you. Let us, and tomato, and bacon. Do you see what I did there? Because I initially started it like I was saying let us, L-E-T, us, U-S. But then I turned it into lettuce, L-E-T-T-U-C-E, L-E-T-T-U-C-E. Bacon and tomato. This is what gets the tops off and the titties bouncing, Dia. Trust me. You trusted me, you trust the Kyle here. Alright, here's your homework, guys. Go watch like an anime movie and then tell me how you liked it. Doesn't need to be long, it can be like a short film. I used to have like a bunch saved, but I can't even remember the names of any of them. And I'm sure that I have them in like a bookmark right now, but I'd never be able to find them to give it to you. I wish that I could. Let me go down and see what I can click. Because then I always name my bookmark stupid shit. Better Off Alone, Alice DJ, that's a song. Flying Lotus. Japanese myth of the trickster raccoon.
Can I tell a joke or a pun, I guess?
Go ahead, Dia. The floor is yours. Hit him with your material.
A gu- a guy walks into a bar and sees 3 pieces of meat hanging from the ceiling. The guy asks, "What's this about?" The bartender replies, "Well, if you can jump up and slap the meat, you can get free drinks for the rest of the night. If you miss, you pay for everyone's drink for the next hour. You want to do it?" The guy replies, "Nah, the stakes are too high."
You really made me angry. Rich Evans from Red Letter Media regards what you just did as non-midi.
What?
He regards what you just did as non-midi. It's basically comedy in the opposite direction. It takes you where you might feel, and it makes you angrier. It takes you further away from humor. If laughing is one thing, then feeling like upset is the other. That's what you just did. That really pisses me off. Something about being told a joke is coming makes you at the very least expect it. And you have Marvel's Avengered me in the joke. Like, telling me I'm gonna get a game, and then you put it down, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I said a pun.
You
joke.
promised me a game, and you were saying, hey, you want this joke?
And then I clarified to say it's a pun joke.
Dia, the stakes are too high.
You don't like puns at all, so shut up.
You know how long that joke was? Oh, if I don't release it, I'll actually get mad about it. You know what it's like for an ADD man to try to pay attention to some shit? And then by the time I reach the end, I realize, oh, so it was all for nothing.
Look, if I can at least make someone smile or laugh or chuckle at
What they'd be
silliness-
laughing or chuckling at is the fact that I've been pissed off by this joke. So is it 4D chess, Dia? That was the point all along. Got him. Fuck you, Kyle.
Look, at least it's not your crappy.
What if Y2K actually happened and I'm actually a robot and this is all just like a fever dream?
How would that be a
This
thing
has
in
been
the
me
first-
short circuiting before I blink into nothingness all of these years. These virus years are really weird. It's a weird step to take. Fuck me. Look, I've been scrolling down this whole time looking for I can't find it, and I don't know what it may have been called. I really wanted to give them a weird little anime movie to watch. You know what I'm talking about? It was the weirdly drawn one that was scary to me.
That's nice and specific.
Oh, I know how to look for it. Give me a second, if anybody.
Demolition Man.
Alright. What was it called? Tell me what it was called. Because I remember it being on YouTube. And that's fantastic. Tell me what it's called. Is it this one?
Just look it up and see if it's on YouTube.
I don't think it is. I think that one's short. Okay, I found it. The name of it, anyway. This isn't going to be what anybody had in mind when... So... Guys, I'm going to put this into the Discord. I'm going to drop it into the chat right now. I'm not actually giving you homework, but if you wanted to watch something, you could watch that. And if you would rather it be on screen in the event that you're not going to get the chance to Google it, click it if you're watching this after the fact. Here it is. All you have to type in is Midoriko movie, Midoriko movie. It is on YouTube, Midoriko in full, and I recommend you checking this out. It is it's something. And I recommend you just checking it out. Why not? You know what I mean?
Mind you, we have not finished watching it ourselves.
You know? And if after you watch it, you want to send me some gummies, what I'm actually recommending to you is that you get a little bit somewhere and then check it out. Why do you say no thanks, cool dude? Is there something about the animation that you consider a little bit weird or jarring? That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be for everyone.
That's really the point. But this was painstakingly animated, as you can tell. And I think you should give it a good old try.
A good old college try.
And if you're alone, even better. You know, you should live snap me your reactions as you watch it. Can you imagine, like, me getting videos of the camera on somebody like it's the Blair Witch? I'm at 2 minutes and it's just like, what's happening? I'm home alone and it was the worst decision I ever made. And then the last video, like, somebody else is holding the camera somehow and they're just in the corner of the room. And then a light flashes and they're facing me. And I'm like, oh God. But when I've seen the image of it, Dia, I die in 6 days. It was supposed to be 7, but for intellectual purposes, we have to be, we're different. We're different than that. Mm-hmm.
My goodness, man.
I'm funny. All right, so guys. All right, take it easy. I did want to show it to you. There it is. It's for you. Don't say I didn't give you a gift. I want this to be a gift for you. I believe in you. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. Good night. I love you. Later.